Hello, beautiful souls. This is Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to do a deep dive on what was found in Laura Owens's casita and what's coming at her arraignment, which is tomorrow, May 29th. Oh my gosh, buckle in, people, because I've been listening to The Tilted Lawyer and Schnitzel Ninja read the reports on when they did the raid, and I kept getting more sort of downloads, if you will. So, oh boy, if you've been following this case, I hope this is a little eye-opening for you. And Laura Owens is charged with some felony indictments, like 7 of them. Yeah, I think there's going to be more. Anyway, I'm going to give you a psychic true crime breakdown on what the detectives may have found when they raided her casita and what's still hidden from the public that might shock us. And yes, what I'm seeing intuitively about tomorrow, May 29th, her arraignment. This reading is a reveal and a reckoning. I gotta tell you. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, so let's dive in to what was actually found. And the energy of this casita is dense. I see layers, hidden drawers, encrypted files, items that may look innocent on the outside but absolutely do not match the timeline or identity of the person who owns them. Now, I pulled the lily, the key, and the stork, and this tells me this wasn't a one-time mistake. This was ongoing, premeditated, and deeply rooted in past behavior. And I will be covering some more deep dive on her family situation, and you can stay tuned for that. But in this reading, Lily represents maturity or something long-standing, and the key opens the truth. Now, the stork, pretty funny when it's a family case, but that's movement in this case. It's evolution. It's a shift. So what does this mean? The detectives likely found documents tied to a separate identity, possibly paperwork involving Clayton's name, financial paperwork that she didn't have a right to, or even draft of forged items. And I'm also getting a strong hit on communication devices, a burner phone, maybe an old tablet, or even a desktop hard drive with scrubbed timestamps. So stay tuned for that. But energetically, they found more evidence. They found a pattern. They found a strategy, and this is what flips this case from circumstantial to undeniable. What will shock the public? Well, let's talk about what hasn't dropped yet. Garden, Woman, and Clouds are the cards that I pulled, and it is a loud message that there is a public version of Laura that was polished, curated, performative, and just opaque enough to keep people guessing. But behind that, there's definitely misdirection. And I want to say this clearly. Intuitively, I don't think she was acting alone. There's another feminine energy here. Could be her mother. It could be someone that must have known just enough to stay on the sidelines, but someone who has benefited from Laura's actions, even indirectly. It could be a friend or an ally or someone who has helped reinforce the illusion of credibility. And I also see a possible social media trail, a podcast episode that she may have done, maybe a blog post or a video comment that didn't seem incriminating at the time, but now under scrutiny, it really becomes a contradiction of the legal narrative. Now, psychically, this feels like someone who's been living a dual timeline, projecting empowerment while orchestrating manipulation behind the scenes. And we have seen this. Now, let's talk about the hidden evidence. And we move into the birds and sun. And this is where it gets pretty interesting. The birds is all about conversations, recordings, chatter. And sun is the illumination that brings all of it to light because it cannot be denied. Now, I believe there's recordings, voicemails, saved messages, or even a screen recording of a call or a FaceTime where something was said that directly contradicts her story. Now, what I've heard in my mind, they have a voice on something she thought was deleted. They have her voice. And Spirit also showed me an image of someone, possibly a close romantic interest, handing over evidence after a falling out. Now, this doesn't feel like a betrayal out of spite. It feels like someone who realized, if I don't say something now, I'm complicit. And this could be one of the victims that didn't want to come forward until now. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if a sealed statement or testimony has already entered, and the DA is waiting for May 29th to use it as leverage. So let's keep all our eyes on that. Will there be new charges, was a question that I asked. And the clouds, birds, and sun say, yep, absolutely. There are additional charges being considered. I'm seeing with tampering with digital evidence, maybe interfering with a witness, or violating terms of a protective order in some way, especially digitally. And here's what most people don't realize. It's not just what she did before the indictment. Listen up, this is important. It's what she did after she knew she was under investigation. And Spirit says she made moves in panic, not truth. This is getting interesting. There's a window that she could have owned it. She could have said, look, the jig is up. Instead, I see attempts to control the narrative, to conceal additional evidence, and possibly sway someone else's testimony. May 29th isn't just about a hearing. It's an exposure point, a portal of truth, a legal and energetic climax. And I feel chills when I say this. The charges we've seen so far may only be the beginning. So let's talk about the Archetype Insight and who is Laura Owens spiritually. When I tuned into her soul contracts, I saw two archetypes clashing violently inside her field. The shapeshifter, she's adaptable, brilliant, seductive in her storytelling, but dangerous when used to manipulate reality instead of create it. And the Queen of Shadows, deeply wounded, driven by abandonment, obsessed with power and validation. She doesn't just want justice, she wants control of the narrative. And Spirit shows me that this isn't her first lifetime dealing with these legal consequences. There's karmic echo here of both playing the victim and the villain. She was warned repeatedly. She chose the illusion over healing, but now the illusion is shattering. And the reckoning won't just come from court. It's coming from her own soul demanding truth. So if you feel the truth is in your bones like I do, drop a comment below. What do you think was found in the casita? Do you feel someone else is involved? Now share this episode if you feel like it brought light to a story the world needs to see clearly. And if you're ready to explore your own soul contracts, your shadow work, or your spiritual mission, I offer one-on-one intuitive sessions, and you can book it at yourpsychicgirlfriend.com. This is Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, reminding you, you can't outrun the truth. You meet it, and when you do, it will either free you or burn everything false to the ground. And like and follow for more, and I will see you in the next one.